Okay, so when you picture Scotland, what comes to mind? I'm betting it's mist-covered highlands, ancient stone walls, maybe a castle or two. But what if you could go beyond just, the guided tour and those velvet ropes? Today, we're talking about how you can actually live inside that history, even if it's just for a weekend. Let's get into it.
No, I mean, really think about that for a second. Pouring a whiskey by a roaring 16th century fire, waking up in your own private turret, locking a heavy ancient oak door behind you at night. It sounds like something straight out of a fantasy novel, right? But believe it or not, it's way more possible than you might think.
And that's the whole point, isn't it? This isn't just about finding a cool place to stay. It's about a totally immersive experience. You're swapping a generic hotel room for a great hall. You get to be the laird of the manor for a few nights. How amazing is that?
Now, of course, not all castles are created equal, and the real secret here is finding the one that perfectly matches your dream getaway. So what's the vibe you're going for? A cozy, secluded romantic escape? A huge family get-together? Or maybe something with a more modern, rustic chic feel?
Okay, let's start with the ultimate storybook setting. This is for the honeymooners, the big anniversary trips, or really for anyone who just wants to escape the entire world and live out their own private fairy tale for two. And for that, oh, you have to see Barnes Tower. This is the real deal, a genuine 15th century peel tower tucked away in the Scottish borders. It stands all by itself near the River Tweed, and it literally looks like it was plucked straight from a Brothers Grimm fairy tale. But the real magic, the thing that gives it that capital F fairy tale factor, it's the bedroom. Just imagine climbing a spiral stone staircase to a room with this incredible high vaulted ceiling and a freestanding roll-top bath. It is the ultimate romantic hideaway, no question. And that's what guests say again and again. They talk about that feeling of locking that ancient door and just having this incredible piece of history all to themselves. It's pure, uncut magic. But hey, what if your fairy tale involves a few more people? Like, a lot more people. Maybe for a big family reunion or a celebration with all your friends. You're probably going to want that authentic clan experience, but, with all the five-star comforts. We'll meet Forcher Castle. It's this incredible, proud, pink-hued tower house that stands alone in the wilds of Glenisla. It was originally built back in 1560 to defend the mountain passes, got burned down, and then was miraculously restored with just an insane amount of attention to detail. What's so cool about Fort Hoted is how it blends the old and the new. You get all the romance of the Great Hall with its absolutely massive fireplace, but you also get modern luxuries like underfloor heating. So you're getting that authentic historical experience without any of the, drafty discomfort. And that's the whole vibe, really. It's a space that's just designed for connection. The castle itself becomes the heart of the whole trip, the place where everyone comes together after a long day of exploring the Highlands. All right, on to our final category. This one is for the traveler who loves history, but wants it with a serious side of cool. We're talking less stuffy museum, more rustic chic retreat for the foodie or the adventurer who also has a really good eye for design. And for that, you have got to check out Kilmartin Castle. This place was just featured in the New York Times, and it's been restored by its owners with a massive dose of personality. Plus, it's located in a glen that has one of Scotland's richest concentrations of prehistoric monuments, which is just incredible. The vibe here is all about the little details. We're talking gorgeous copper bathtubs, sheepskin rugs everywhere, a kitchen that's basically designed for social cooking, and get this, a natural swimming pond right there on the grounds. This is a castle for the modern adventurer, for sure. And that quote just hits the nail on the head, right? It perfectly captures that unique balance Kilmartin strikes. It feels ancient and solid, but also unbelievably cozy, cool, and comfortable. It's truly the best of both worlds. All right, so you've picked your dream castle. You're already picturing yourself there. Awesome. Now for the practical part. How do you actually make it happen? Planning a castle stay takes a little more thought than a normal hotel booking, but trust me, it is absolutely worth it. So, the first big decision is when to go. Are you dreaming of the cozy season, with roaring fires and maybe even a little snow on the turrets? Or are you all about the bright season, with daylight that lasts past 10 p.m.? Now, the big trade-off in summer, and I am not kidding, is the infamous Scottish midge, those tiny, biting insects. So if you go then, you have to pack repellent. Next up, let's talk booking logistics. Remember, these aren't hotels, so you really have to plan ahead.
The most popular spots get snapped up 6 to 12 months in advance. Also, you should expect to book for at least 2 or 3 nights, because single night rentals are super rare.
And this next one. Look, I cannot stress this enough. You are going to need a car. These castles were built in strategic, defensive locations, which today means they are wonderfully remote and rural. A car is your key to freedom, to exploring, to everything. And finally, what do you pack? Well, beyond the obvious stuff, think about the experience. Thick wool socks are an absolute must for those stone floors. Maybe pack something a little formal just for a fun dinner in the Great Hall. And since most castles are miles from a supermarket, do a big grocery shop on your way there. So there you have it. From the most romantic hideaway to a grand estate for your whole clan, the dream of living in a Scottish castle is very, very real. It's a chance to create a memory that, let's be honest, a simple hotel stay could never, ever match. And that's the real takeaway here. For a few incredible nights, you actually get to inhabit history. You're not just looking at it from behind a rope, you become part of the story. So the only question left is, which fairy tale are you going to choose to live? The drawbridge is down, your adventure is waiting.